Hello everyone, and welcome at Corvinus University's Masters Open Day. We are all really excited to have you here with us today. My name is Serena and I am co-moderating with my colleague Saba. Before we dive into today's sessions, first I would like to let you all know that you are very welcome to write your questions in the chat if you have any, and they will be answered during the sessions. Let's dive in, shall we?
We shall. Thank you, Serena, for introducing me. It is already the second open day that we get to host this semester, so this is really, really exciting for us as well, just as much as for you. We actually have a fantastic lineup today. Our program directors will explain the course specifications of each master program, and that will help us understand what makes our master's program so unique and so appealing to everyone. We will also dive into the application processes, so it sounds pretty exciting. We will also make this very interactive by asking the program directors various questions, so it is definitely not going to be boring. And if you encounter any technical issues again, please let us know. Feel free to write up it directly in the chat box, and we will do our best to resolve it as soon as we can.
All right, so to kick off the event officially, I would like to invite our first speakers, Mari Baker and Havran Daniel, who will provide us with a general overview of the master's programs as well as what today's sessions are going to look like. So Mari and Daniel, the floor is yours.
Apologies, a small technical issue here. I hope I now have sound. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you all, wherever you are in the world. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to our online Masters Open Day here at Corvinus University of Budapest. My name is Mari Baker, and I am head of student recruitment at the university, and it is my pleasure to present to you our program for today, in the course of which you will hear from our expert staff who will introduce you to our master's portfolio from every possible angle: applications, admissions, from an academic, scientific and professional angle too. Before I hand over to my colleagues, I just wanted to give you 3 good reasons why you are at the right place with Corvinus. Firstly, Corvinus is Hungary's leading university in the field of business, economics and social sciences. We welcome talented students here not only from Hungary, but from our region in Central and Eastern Europe, in wider Europe, and of course, globally. For courses which are of the highest quality, giving you internationally recognized high currency European degrees. And I really invite you to check out our rankings. I invite you to check out our accreditations and to consider carefully the affordable and cost-effective investment that we are inviting you to make in terms of tuition fees. Now, secondly, historic and breathtakingly beautiful Budapest. I wish I could show you more. Unfortunately, it's foggy today behind us, but I can assure you that the views of Budapest are breathtaking. Budapest is also a regional hub for business in our region, home to many multinationals, many of whom are our corporate and strategic partners when it comes to the design and conception and delivery of our degree programs. Budapest is also the cradle of many startup enterprises, And actually, it has also been voted by students as one of the most livable and student-friendly cities on the continent in terms of costs, culture, academia, and fun. Thirdly, Hungary, a member state of the European Union since 2004, it is a safe, well-connected and welcoming country in which to continue your higher education and really to spread your wings as leaders and thinkers for tomorrow's issues, as we say. Our century has its challenges, and I hope that in today's session you will find many ways in which to start your thinking as to how you can become a player in this arena. And with that, I'm going to wish you an edifying journey, and I am going to hand over to my learned colleague, the Dean of our Master's Programs, Professor Daniel Havran, Professor of Finances.
Thank you so much, Mary. So I'm very happy to be here and consult with you in this day because we prepared a lot to arrive here with my colleagues. Welcome to the place of curiosity and heritage. You know, we choose these words to signal our programs because for us, curiosity means innovativeness, creative thinking, novelty, and in business, social sciences, economics, and other fields. And heritage, which means building blocks in our background, in our knowledge, and in terms of so many other things. So this is a culturally very traditional area, and you can see and learn and experience a lot of things not from Eastern Europe. I also happy to mention that, or just emphasize that Budapest is a very good experience, not just for the students, but for us professors to live here with good job opportunities as well. And you know what is also important, that Budapest is very geographically in the central of Europe, so you can travel easily wherever you want. I have to highlight that we have a couple of new master programs in this year, and we also developed 1 year and 2 year master programs to serve our curiosity and to supply or serve different solutions what you need. For example, we offer 2 years program as traditional programs if you need a solid background of knowledge and you want to make a professional specialization in that. And for those who have a bit stronger background, we also offer 1 year programs in different professionals. So it's worth to see and look around and listen to our academic directors, what are these and how these programs are constructed. I also have to highlight that not just the background of the knowledge, but competencies that really matters here. So we discussed a lot with our professors, educational committees, students, and job market players, employers, that what kind of competencies do we need in the 21st century? So not just for the present or the next 3 years, but in the next couple of decades. We are very keen of developing students in AI, be more AI aware, and also how to solve challenges of sustainability. I also have to highlight or mention that we redesigned our admission procedure. We made it a bit more simple than in the former years and standardized it. We also offer in-house tests, exams, and those who can't make it, or those who just want to choose a different way, they can do it internationally accepted exam systems, the exams or tests. I'm also very proud of our. I'm also an alumni of the master programs, and if I look my generation, so we are a very proud alumni in this term. So we see that how these competencies create value in business, economics, and social sciences, in job, academia, and so on, maybe also in the everyday life. Uh, I also have to admit that for our intakes, for our admission exams, we are waiting for you to visit our preparatory training program, which starts in the next week, and you could have some more details on that in this event. So let me just conclude quickly in the name of my colleagues, academic partners, academic colleagues, students. We are really waiting for you, so don't hesitate to join. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mari and Dani, for such a comprehensive yet a very warm welcome for all of our viewers from all around the world. After the welcome session, first I would like to introduce our colleague, the International Student Executive, the Student Recruitment Executive, Victoria Bundi, who will guide us through the international student application procedure on Dream Apply. So, Victoria, welcome, and we are off to you.
Hello everyone, thank you Sabah to introducing me. So as he said, I work as an international student recruiter, so now I will guide you through the application process, which is for especially for international students who are coming from abroad. And if you have any questions about admission, about the programs, I'm the person, and also Sabah, who you can reach out in the following weeks and months when you start your application. So first of all, I will cover the application process for these following programs. This is a very diverse portfolio, as you can see. We have 2 years and 1 year master's programs as well, with many exchange opportunities. First of all, I would like to dive into our self-funded application, because you probably know that we offer scholarships such as Stipendium Hungaricum, but I will leave that to the end. So now if you are planning to apply as a self-funded student, this is how the process would look like. So first of all, the platform you apply is called the Dream Apply. You can apply on this platform as an international student, and it's really important to highlight that if you are a Hungarian national but you have studied abroad previously, you have to go to the felvi.hu to start your master application. So for international students who coming to Corvinus, you have to go to Dream Apply, create a profile where you can upload all your data, you can choose your program, and you can upload all your documents. When you do that, you have to pay an application fee, which is €75, and for that you can apply for 2 programs. And at the moment, the application deadline is 30th of April, so you can still have plenty of time after this open day to decide which program you are the most curious about and want to apply to. After you applied and submitted your application, our admission team will go through your documents and your data, and if they find everything okay, they will invite you to the entrance exam, which happens once a month. Entrance exam period commences in December, and at the moment we are planning to have them until May. These exams usually happens on the first week of each month, so expect an invitation around at the end of the month. You will have notification via Dream Apply and also via email, so make sure that you check both platforms. If you successfully pass the entrance exam, then the admission team will follow up with your Neptune login, which will be the platform to use at Corvinus as a student for course registration and everything from now then. We will ask you to pay the first semester tuition fee, and you have to start the credit recognition process as well. I will talk about that later, what that exactly means, but briefly, we will need to check your bachelor or undergraduate diploma and subject if any matches with the master program, because in Hungary, you have to have a minimum credits to start your master studies. If you also pass this stage, you pay the first semester tuition fee, then we will be able to issue you the acceptance letter, and with that you can go and apply for a visa if it's necessary. So basically this is how the process will look like. Here you can see just a quick look from the application platform. Here you can find the web address on the bottom of the screen. A few things that I would like to highlight when you operate on this platform. When you start your entrance exam, for example, we will ask for your Dream ID. You can find it on the right corner of Dream Apply, where you have your name. It's usually a 4 or 5 digit number. It depends when you registered your profile. Also, as you can see in the middle, you can see your application that you can edit, submit, or withdraw. You can see your programs, and on the left side, you can find all different things like tasks, for example, where you can upload your documents or finances, events, for example, about this online day, you can find information that, and many, many other things. So just to go have a little view related to the tasks, we will ask you to upload documents that we have to check for application. On this task, make sure that you read the description on the left side, because we include all important information, that what kind of exam you need, what deadline you have to pay attention, etc., etc. So make sure to read those requirements. On the right side, you can decide the status of the document, and you can upload, and you can leave a comment. So, for example, if you only have an unofficial transcript or just want to upload declaration, you can leave a comment that you will upload your final certificate at a certain date. And let's dive into the documents, what you need to upload to apply to a master's program at Corvinus. So as a self-funded student, of course, we will need your transcripts from your bachelor studies and your bachelor degree as well. The degree and the last semester transcript can wait. Of course, it's possible that you are having your final exams at the moment, so you can't upload it. But make sure you upload it as soon as you receive it from your university. We will also need your passport, and if you have a GMAT, NMAT, or GRE result, you can also upload that. I will talk about that soon as well. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. You just need only a few documents to start your application and submit it. Of course, we will ask for the proof of application fee on your application, but that's the last document that you will need. So for next, let's wait because it froze a little bit. So the entrance exams. It was previously mentioned by Daniel as well that we require an entrance exam when you apply to your master studies. Basically, you have like 3 or 4 options to do that. So the first option, that you either take a GMAT, NMAT, or GRE test. These are international standardized tests. These are not language exam, but of course it has an element of a language exam, but it's much, much more. So you can either do this, and if you do this, we can give you 10 extra points on your final admission score if you upload this certificate by the 1st of April. So this is one option. The second option is if your final diploma, your bachelor diploma, for example, is coming from an accredited university. That usually means that your faculty or not just your university, but your faculty and your degree is going to be AACSB, ACWIS, or SAMS accredited. It's really important that usually these accreditations are for business schools. So maybe you went to a business school, but you studied communications. In that case, probably your diploma is not going to be accredited, but make sure that you check in with your university. There are resources on university websites, and also these websites has a member list. So make sure to check. And also there's a second thing. Your diploma has to be accredited and your final grade has to be a B. That usually means grade 4 in our European system. So it's not enough if you're accredited, but your grade is like just passed or a 3. It has to be at least a B. The higher is the better, because that also decides on your final admission score. And the third option, which is a new option, to simplify the application process, you can take the in-house Corvinus entrance exam, which is a copy of these previously mentioned international standardized tests. As you can see, there are 2 types of exams. It depends on which program you apply to. So the type A exam is for most programs that you can apply at Corvinus. It examines quantitative reasoning, verbal ability, and logical reasonings. The type B exam, if you apply to communications and media and international relations, we took out the mathematical part, and it's more a logical and verbal ability kind of tests. So if you decide on the GMAT, NMAT, or GRE, and you apply to communications and media, on those tests, you still have to do mathematics. If you decide on the Corvinus in-house test, you don't have to do that. You just do the type B exam. And it's really important to mention that our entrance exam is free. You just have to know our admission team that, yes, you are going to take this exam instead of the GMAT, NMAT, or GRE, and they will invite you to this exam, and they will send you a throughout email that how and when is the exam is going to happen. And in February, you can already find this information on our website, but we will send you information. We have a preparatory course for these entrance exams, so make sure that you register to these. Here you can see just a short, a little brief how the entrance exams are scored. So the maximum is 100. And the written exam is either 60 or 90 points, and this coming from either from your GMAT, NMAT, GRE certificate, or your accredited diploma, or the Corvinus in-house entrance exam. You can see here that if you choose the GMAT, NMAT, GRE, we can give you extra 10 points until April. And some program also requires an interview for 30 points. And here you can see the list of these programs. If you go to our website, we have a throughout article on each program's entrance exam requirements and score. So make sure that you go to the website. You can find these lists also on DreamApply. But we will send you all these resources if you email us or via newsletters. And as I said, that you will have to go through a credit recognition process. That means that in the European system or in the Hungarian system, you have to have a minimum credits that you achieved during your undergraduate studies. So if you are coming to a business program, probably we expect you that you studied you had at least a few subjects that related to business. Each program has a different credit requirement. Some requires only 5 or 6 credits, some require 30. So make sure that you go to the website, find the credit recognition form, which will be available for you when you get to this stage as well, and see that how many subjects you already completed. And do not worry, because there's a minimum number, and if you have the minimum number but not the maximum number of the credit, you will have to do catch-up courses, so you will be up to date on the program. And as I said, now I will go into a little bit of the stipendium and diaspora application process, because the documents and the entrance exam types are going to be the same for scholarship applicants as well, but the deadlines and the process itself is going to be a little bit different. So for the stipendium, the application has already closed on 15th of January. For the diaspora, you can still apply until the end of the month. Some extra documents will be required for these programs. These are Tempus requirements, not Corvinus requirements. So if you have any question, please inquire at Tempus. This is the motivational letter, references, or the medical certificate. So in case of questions, we can help a little bit, but it's not a Corvinus requirement. So at the moment, if you apply to the stipendium, for example, now you just have to wait until end of February, when the nomination is going to happen. By mid-March, you will know if you have been nominated to the scholarship or not. If you are lucky, we will invite you to the entrance exams, the same entrance exam that I already mentioned, the Corvinus in-house entrance exam, which will be in April and May, because that's the exam period of the scholarship itself. You can also upload GMAT and MAT or GRE if you have a certificate, and the deadline is 1st of April. So if you are planning to take the test, I recommend to book an exam as soon as possible, so you will have your certificate by the 1st of April. The next step, when you successfully pass the entrance exam period, that you wait for the Hungarian government to allocate the scholarship. If you get allocated, congratulations, you receive the scholarship, and then the admission team will reach out, and you have to go through the same credit recognition process as I said on the self-funded part. If you have the minimum credits that required on the program, then we can issue you the acceptance letter. You will also receive the award letter from Tempus, and then you can apply for a visa. So this is briefly how the application process looks like for both self-funded and stipendium. If you have any questions, here you can see our central email address, where I will answer, or Saba, to your questions. We are happy to book a call with you if you want to talk through more your options. And also don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter, where you receive not just admission-related information, but other stuff related to Corvinus. And you can also find those on our social media. So this is all from my part. I will see you at the Q&A at the end if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Vicky, for all of the details that you shared with us. I think these are all really important information if you are planning to start your master's here at Corvinus this year in September. As Vicky mentioned, the domestic students will have to apply through the Fervi.hu application process, which will now be presented by Cila Kristofčaki, who will give us a very detailed overview. So Cila, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm thrilled to have you here today, because now I would like to share some exciting updates with you. Corvinus University of Budapest has always been committed to providing quality education and innovative solutions. And now the admission process to our master programs has become even simpler. This is an excellent opportunity for those who are looking to deepen their knowledge further. The following information applies to full-time master programs, except the English Language Management and Leadership, Insurance and Financial Mathematics, and MBA programs. And one really important message: these conditions are valid for the applicants who submit their applications to favi.hu. So now I talk to favi.hu people. The first step is the agenda. I would like to show you what will be the topics and and how you can write us an email. You can use favi.corvinus@corvinus.hu for your questions. And now I would like to share the new admission process. For the 2024-2025 academic year, the admission process has been streamlined and made more transparent. Let's take a closer look to it, and I would like to share what are the maximum scores. It's 100 points, and it's divided as follows. The written exam is 60 points, and the oral exam, if it's applicable, then it's 30 points. If there is no oral exam, the written exam will score, it will be recalculated to 90 points. What kind of written tests you can, there are two types of written exams. The first one is the A type, which is basically test your quantitative and qualitative analytical skills, logical thinking, data interpretation, and also your language skills. The B type is based on the measures, it measures your logical thinking, your data interpretation, and also your language skills. And there are some opportunities how you can weigh the written exam. And one of them is significant innovation, is that you can weigh the written exam if you have at least a good grade, Corvinus diploma, or any other accredited university's diploma. Or you can hold an international test result such as GMAT, GRE, NMAT, and GMAT FE. So these are the options. And for favi.hu applicants, there are also bonus points. These can be based on equal opportunities, for example, disabilities and childcare or disadvantaged status. It's 5 points each one. And if you have outstanding achievement, for example, the OTDK first, third place, it's also 5 points in our system. And for the sport achievements, if you are if you won the national championship first or third place, it costs 3 extra points. The maximum bonus points you can earn is 10 extra. And after that, now let's talk about the Corvinus scholarship. This is also something for favi.hu applicants. You can study for free, and if you have, it's like more favorable terms than the state-funded education. You will not have to work here in Hungary, and like after you graduated, you can choose the international career too. And your state-funded semester will also remain available for you. End of the year reviews do not the proportion of the students who receive this Corvinus scholarship will be not reduced, and this is true for all of the programs. In 2024, almost 93% of the full-time master students admitted will study, like they already studying tuition free. We have other scholarship opportunities for our students. For example, the study or academic scholarship, which can be up to 8,000 forints per month based on your academic performance. The institutional scholarships, like the Outstanding Athlete of the Year or the Outstanding Sports Team of the Year, are also available, and the prestigious honors, such as the Pro Universitate Award, is something what you get if you're really into the community building in our university. And we have also several international opportunities in our university. So expand your horizons, and at Corvinus you can study at one of the nearly 200 partner universities across 5 continents. And I would like to share that I'm also in the Galer campus now, and since spring 2024, our students have had access to the Galer campus. It's designed with really innovative spaces, and which are support the collaboration and the learning and the creativity, offering a modern and inspiring environment for your studies. And as you can see in the picture, it's a really nice building. And now to wrap up, I would like to emphasize that the new admission system is not only simpler, but also genuinely innovative. Your applications must be submitted via favi.hu. If you wish to apply for the Corvinus scholarship, make sure that you select the A funding option. Corvinus master's programs elevate not only your knowledge, but also your career to the next level. And if you're if you want more details, please visit our website, where you can find all the necessary information for your admission and for your and there will be a preparatory event where you can prepare yourself for the written exam if it's necessary in your chosen program. It's already available in our website, so please check it, and we will send you the invite. Now I would like to thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the Corvinus Master programs.
Thank you, Chilla, for the detailed information about the Hungarian admissions. And now we would like to dig into the actual program specifications. And as I've mentioned, we will take a look at what makes our master's program so unique. And before we dive into this, I would like to mention that we actually see your questions in the chat box. Some of you are asking pretty good questions, and we are keeping them for the end of today's open day. Victoria and I will answer the unanswered questions or the questions of the significant importance at the end of this. So now we'll start the management session when we go into the actual programs. And the management session will cover programs like general management, management and leadership under CEMS, and advanced supply chain management. Our speakers are going to be Blašković Balint, Moritz Peter, and Matthias Scholt. Welcome, everyone. I will put you up to the screen right now. You should be visible. Yes, welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we would have a couple of questions to you regarding the programs. I would like to start with what makes these programs stand out?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peter Moritz. I'm the Program Director of Management and Leadership Program with SAMS. We've been teaching the Corvinus Management and Leadership Program for more than 3 decades, during which time our graduates regularly appeared in the senior management positions of almost all major companies in the region. Since 2005, this program is regularly ranked by the Financial Times among the top 100 management programs in the world. But what makes our English language management and leadership program really distinctive is that once our students are admitted, they simultaneously enroll to the SAMS International program. SAMS, run by the best business schools of 33 countries, is known about having a top 10 ranking by the QS ranking office. And those who study on the management and leadership program will be automatically enrolled to this program. And at the end of their program, they will receive this top 10 diploma as well, alongside their Corvinus degree. So in summary, we have a 30-year track record of world-class teaching and highly successful graduates, which is complemented by the 10th best diploma in the world.
Thank you very much for passing the imaginary microphone to me. My name is Balint Baskovic, and I'm responsible for Master in Management 2-year-long master program. And this program is really distinctive and really novel from several aspects, and it is worth to join to our journey, which will lead to a professional management career. First of all, it is a 1+1 year long program, which means that in the first year, you will have those necessary management and other kind of knowledge which is needed to be a professional manager. And in the second year, you can deep dive those potential disciplines which have the biggest demand nowadays. So you will have a job, or you will have a profession rather, which will be a thriving career opportunity for you. And I think that is such an opportunity which is not just novel in this region, but also very unique in international environment. At the same time, we emphasize internationalization as well, and we will harvest and we will make a good use of those national and international network of firms, universities, and other student organizations in order to be a professional and thriving journey throughout this 2-year-long period which you dedicate to our university. So summarizing or adding up, you will get a professional career which is highly demanded by the corporations, and throughout the university you will have an opportunity to join Corvinus network consisting of firms, students, professional organizations, and getting a degree which is worth to get.
Thank you, Balint. Welcome, everyone. My name is Zsolt Matyusz. I'm the Program Director of Advanced Supply Chain Management. And we are not just an independent, 1-year program, but also a specialization in the General Management program with Balint. And in this limited time, I would like to highlight 3 important things that I think is relevant to our program. The first is that actually we are tapping into very much to the fundamentals of humanity, because humans have been creating things and moving things all along, long before the time of written history. And we are still doing it now, and we'll do it in the future. And we are dealing with these activities, how you can actually do these in the right way. Also, skill-wise, you will encounter a lot of complexity, and you have to work in complex environments within supply chains. So we will prepare for these environments by improving the relevant skills. For example, relying on common sense, which is very, very important, but sometimes it remains in the background. Also, you have to cooperate with a lot of people, not just within teams, but also across companies or organizations. And also, you have to be very much fact-driven, but at the same time, very creative how to solve all the emerging problems. And finally, location-wise, Hungary is a bustling industry hub, logistics hub. We have tons of companies and company relationships, and also our department has more than 3 decades of experience and heritage teaching these disciplines.
Thank you for mentioning all these unique selling points. I'm sure that a lot of students will be interested in applying to the following programs. And our next question would be, after they apply and after they enroll, for example, how will the studies of these programs change the students?
Okay, let me start with the Management and Leadership with SAMS program, because it's an advanced management program. In the first year, we cover advanced management topics going far beyond the undergraduate level. Our students will immerse in cutting-edge practices of strategy, leadership, change management, and data-driven organization in their full complexity. And all students will spend one semester abroad at a world-class SAMS partner school in places like the London School of Economics, HEC Paris, Erasmus Rotterdam, Cornell in the US, Ivy in Canada, University of Sydney in Australia, National University in Singapore, and in many places all over in Europe like Bocconi, Esade, or St. Gallen in Switzerland. The other semester in the second year is spent in Budapest, and it's worth noting that for the last 3 years, the SAMS courses taught in Budapest received the best student evaluations among the entire SAMS community. We are really proud of that. So we will do our best, and you will face real life business projects for 15 ECTS. There will be company-led skill seminars, business mixers, alumni events, and international career week. So everything you need to distinguish yourself and develop professionally. In summary, the first year is about leveling up and becoming a strategic thinker and a leadership professional. And the second year is about the SAMS journey with its full international potential.
Again, thank you for the opportunity to speak about our structure. In the first year, because it consists of, as I said before, 1 + 1 year. In the first year, we emphasize creating a strong community, on one hand with you, and on the other hand with the specializations. Because we find it extremely important to work together. So you won't be alone, you will form a community, and together you can manage those courses, which will be a part of the first and the second year. In the first year, we emphasized, as I said before, we emphasized those necessary knowledge which is needed to be a manager, needed to be a professional manager. For example, strategic management, for example, financial management. And in the second year, we highly emphasize to go abroad and in the course of some grants, for example, to those universities which my colleague Peter mentioned. And in the second year, you will have a deep dive in that given profession, which you choose throughout the first year. So we ask you several times, what will be your final specialization? And in the second year, you can specialize in that given discipline. For example, advanced chain management, advanced supply chain management, excuse me for the mistake, I won't commit again. For example, project management, HR and integration, or sports management. So you can specialize, you can deep dive into this, and with the help of those professional corporate partners and the most enthusiastic teachers, not just in this university, but throughout Hungary, you will get those elements which are needed rather to be one of the best in the given profession. At least you will have the best starting point to start your career. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. So as I mentioned before, there will be a lot of complexity in the field of supply chain, and actually we built our program to prepare you for this kind of complexity. So in the first semester, you will actually get to know the main building blocks of this field. So not just the external relationships, but also the internal operations of a company or a corporate network. So there will be course strategy and research, also cutting edge smart manufacturing and operations solutions for the internal side, for the external side, purchasing and supply management, logistics and distribution management. And also we don't want to leave out the legal aspects of this whole field. So you will also learn about that. And in the second semester, we will take a holistic approach where we will take these individual building blocks and then focus at the supply chain level, where you can be familiar with supply chain design and planning, the controlling and finance issues, and also with supply chain management, supply chain strategy in general. And also, obviously, besides the courses, we have other extra events, so to say. So student competitions, community events, company visits and guest lecturers as well to make the program as practical as possible.
Thank you. And our last question for now would be, what career paths are available for the graduates? We already heard a couple words about the careers in the speeches, but considering everything, maybe it would be worth to say a couple more words about it.
Of course, it's one of the most important questions. So thank you again for the opportunity to share it with our guests. So one of the reasons why SAMS is the 10th best management program in the world is that QS Rankings Office measured that our graduates are enjoying truly immersive, truly impressive careers with globally very competitive salaries. They are regularly employed by the 70 corporate partners of SAMS, global companies like Google, Salesforce, MasterCard, McKinsey, BCG, Sanofi, ABB, Hilti, Henkel, Beiersdorf, L'Oreal, Raiffeisen. These are all corporate partners of this community, and 60 more. The Management and Leadership Program prepares our graduates for the leadership challenges of the next decade, with challenges in technology, society, and environment that my colleague already also mentioned. Therefore, highly ambitious and responsible, our graduates will likely take up career positions such as strategic consultant, strategic analyst, executive advisor, business developer, strategic HR or controlling specialist, innovation or technology-focused project manager, process managers, often in multicultural environment. As one of our graduates told me recently, it's a program for those who aim high. And alumni of this program definitely stand out with their excellence as future-shaping professionals and leaders. And I pass to Balint to answer this question as well.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to emphasize, first of all, that we harvested, we gathered the experience of several master, bachelor, and postgraduate program experience to create this master program. And as a result of this, we firmly believe that we created a very competitive and a very thriving opportunity for you to get a good career path. First of all, what my colleague Moritz Peter mentioned about being a strategic analyst, being a strategist or an HR specialist, that is partly valid to us as well. However, the biggest emphasis is on the specializations or the one-year-old master programs, as my other colleague Zsolt mentioned. So besides being a classic HR manager, strategic manager, or financial advisor or a classic consultant, we firmly believe that you can be those people who will shape the future of those specializations which we offer you. For example, you can be the project manager who will dissolve the floating garbage island, or creating skyscrapers in one of the Far Eastern or Middle Eastern area, or implementing ERP systems. You can be a supply chain specialist, which will be highlighted by my colleague. You can be a HR specialist who can guard the inclusion and thriving those technical and performance elements which can shape the future of the company, or you can be those sport manager specialists who might help the parent company or a sport organization to win another Champions League or an NBA title. So the opportunity is quite widespread. If you join, then you can choose from many opportunities, but I assure you that all of them are thriving and all of them are extremely good. And I pass the word to Zsolt, who will summarize supply chain better.
Thank you, Balint. So for supply chain management, I would like to start with some fun facts and figures first. So globally, the logistics industry contributes to 12% of the global GDP. It's a huge market and opportunity. Also, from a sustainability point of view, the majority of emissions, like 70% of the emissions, are scope 3 emissions, which means that they are outside the organization. So you definitely need supply chain managers to cope with this problem. Also, according to international surveys, majority of the companies actually struggle with a talent shortage and skill shortage regarding supply chain managers. So you can see that there's a lot of work and there's a lot of options because there are just not enough experts doing all these tasks. If we go directly to companies, basically supply chains are everywhere. So we have alumni in many industries. Think about, for example, energy industry at MOL or ExxonMobil, automotive industry like Knorr-Bremse, Mercedes, or Audi. In the retail industry, Aldi or Calzedonia, if someone is more inclined to fashion. In the FMCG sector, it can be Nestle, Ferrero, or P&G. So many more examples. Regarding the actual positions, typically there will be some kind of planning position, analyzing position, optimization position in many companies, but we can actually see a trend that basically over time, in a couple of years, many of our alumni tend to climb the ladder significantly and become more general, like project managers, where they can use their supply chain specialties and also, for example, the management knowledge that they learn in the mastery management courses or the leadership courses. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, professors, for this very well put and detailed presentation that you had. I believe it was pretty clear. And thank you again so much. Now, as we move on from the management session, we are going to the innovation and entrepreneurship session, which will be featuring programs like innovation and entrepreneurship, as well as business development, which will be presented by Professor Aranyosi Marta, followed by the sustainability management and entrepreneurship session, which will be presented by Professor Zilai Dula. So if we are ready with the professors, I would like to begin with the very first questions that we have for you, which would be, what exactly makes this program so unique?
All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for the opportunity for introducing our innovation-focused master programs. I'm Marta Aranyosi. I'm the program director of the Hungarian Business Development Master Program. And today I'm also representing the new Innovation and Entrepreneurship Master Program of Corvinus. So let me speak about the unique features of this last master program, the new 2-year English language innovation and entrepreneurship master program of us. So as the name already suggests, this would be a perfect choice for candidates who would like to have a balanced, short, strong, and practical skill set in entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship. The aim of Corvinus is going to be to open the door for all the students interested in being an entrepreneur on the European markets and invite all the key players of this entrepreneurial ecosystem into the classroom to share their experience with our students. Who would be these ecosystem players? They will be founders of startups, they will be social entrepreneurs, venture capitalists and angel investors. There will also be professional associations represented in the classroom, as well as incubators and big corporate partners of the university. So one of the unique features of this new Innovation and Entrepreneurship Master Program is going to be the unique focus and emphasis on sustainability and ethical business models. So I think this would especially suit students who have the aim, the goal to create impact well beyond financial profitability, the traditional business success measures. Another unique feature of the new Innovation and Entrepreneurship Master Program is going to be its structure, as it's going to start with a 1-year foundational
course portfolio. And then in the second year, we will dedicate all the 2 semesters to specializations. And the specializations will include agile entrepreneurship. We will offer also digital innovation. We will have design, business, and society, and also a sustainability management and entrepreneurship specialization. And my colleague here is also the representative of this sustainability field. So I give the floor to him as well to introduce his territory.
Thank you very much. I'm Gyula Zilahi. My background is business sustainability. I've been dealing with sustainable development, businesses, environmental economics for the last 25, 30 years. This topic has been around for actually more than 30 years, but sustainability is becoming very important these days for businesses, for entrepreneurs, for all kinds of experts who are dealing with economic and business issues. Our program is a new program. It's available as a master program, a one-year master program, and as well as a specialization of the 2-year program, which was just introduced by Marta. However, this program is not new in a sense that Corvinus, actually sustainability is very much embedded in Corvinus University, and we have been teaching sustainability-oriented courses for the last 25, 30 years, some of them, actually many of them, concentrating on business and sustainability topics. This is a topic which is interesting to many different professions at the moment. I will tell you later on what type of careers you may pursue if you actually graduate from this one-year master program.
All right, and now I have the chance also to speak a little bit about our Hungarian language 2-year master program, which is called Business and Development, which is traditionally very popular among local students. One of the most numerous student population is on the master level is of the Business Development Master Program. So this is still an innovation-focused master program offered by Corvinus, but it has a slightly different focus than the new English Language Innovation and Entrepreneurship Masters. So on the Business Development Masters, we have a little bit stronger corporate focus, while we of course have an entrepreneurial course track, a pillar in our curriculum as well. So a little bit more corporate focus. And what else is what distinguishes this Business Development Master Program? Well, one thing is our emphasis on finance and project management. Actually, the last thing, the project management focus, we have several semester-long studies in project management in this program. And this distinguishes our program on the international level as well. And many of our students also find work and start their career in project management as well. Also, as this is a Hungarian master program, we also make use of our country level and regional experience and expertise on the legal and policy framework of the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So this is also something which is to consider when you would like to choose, if you speak Hungarian, the Hungarian Business Development Master Program.
All right, thank you so much for your answers. Now, as you kind of mentioned a little bit what to expect from these programs, could you please give us some more details on what are some specific things, some takeaways that students achieve during this program and how they help them professionally in their future?
Of course, yes. So a little bit more about the curriculum, our program structure. Let's start with the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Master Program. So in this case, I already mentioned that the structure of the program itself is unique already, meaning that we have a 1+1 year structure. In the first year, we offer foundational core courses for the students. And this would make also students coming from very diverse background able to start a career in business. And also in the second year, we wholly dedicate our time to specializations, which will then provide an immerse and in-depth experience, immersion in one particular professional field in the wider field of innovation and entrepreneurship. So that's the structure. So in the first year, what do we do in the first year? So our professors have the experience to work as entrepreneurs, work with and for entrepreneurs, and they have an extensive knowledge about what the market expectations are of young entrepreneurs. And these market expectations can be condensed into a couple of key competency areas. So let's speak a little bit about these competency areas. Of course, one is going to be creativity for ideation and design. A second one is going to be strategy for analysis and planning. A third one is going to be finance to make our graduates able to ensure the necessary resources to implement their entrepreneurial idea. Another one is going to be marketing to, again, equip our graduates to reach the target audience they want to. There's going to be sustainability and ethics to really create something beyond financial profitability. And last but not least, leadership and management to implement all those interesting and innovative ideas they come up with during and outside of their studies. So these are the core competency areas of the whole master program, and especially focused on in the first foundational year. And in the second year, we have specializations. I mentioned already that we are going to have 4 specializations. Let me tell you at least a couple of words about each. So we have the Agile Entrepreneurship specialization, which is going to be a perfect choice for the future startup founders, the next entrepreneurs like the founders of TransferWise or Deezer or Spotify, so the next European unicorn founders. So that's Agile Entrepreneurship. The second one is going to be dedicated to digital innovation. So this is probably a more suitable specializations for the tech-savvy young entrepreneurial individuals who want to understand how to make a business of a digital innovation. We have also design, business, and society named specialization, which is going to explore the boundaries of creativity and design in a diverse field of business and society, including advertising, personal branding, fashion, or CSR, corporate social responsibility even. And we have 4 specializations: sustainability, management, and entrepreneurship, which is also offered as a standalone 1-year program. So my colleague Gyula is going to tell you more about the structure of that particular 1 year.
Thank you very much. And actually, I believe that the 1-year master program of sustainability management and entrepreneurship fits very well in this 2-year program. So the focus is very much similar, being innovative and entrepreneurial. But this may mean a little bit different things with regard to sustainability. What we see now happening is that while more and more jobs require at least partial understanding and knowledge of sustainability principles and issues, many companies actually struggle to find the right people for these positions. Sustainability actors traditionally come from many different disciplines. Some have a natural science background, some have an engineering background, some have business and economics backgrounds or social sciences. So actually the 1-year or even the 2-year master program, even more the 2-year master program, will be available for students coming from many different backgrounds. Obviously, when you learn, and the master program in management and entrepreneurship is a business program basically, so you'll have to catch up if you don't have the business background or economics background from your previous studies. But in the 1-year sustainability program, we will try to provide all the knowledge which you will require as a sustainability expert in whatever context you will do your job. Now this means that you have to have a global overview of the issues, and actually many issues, a little bit of understanding of the natural processes maybe behind climate change, other regional and global issues, but you should also be aware and understanding local issues of your local context. Now, of course, the program is an international program in English, which means that we expect students from many different countries and many different regions. So what we are trying to achieve with the program is to provide this global context, but also leave some room for local and regional issues and discuss those and maybe find solution for those during the program.
All right, and now as I get back the floor a little bit, I can speak only very shortly about the Business Development Master Program and how the courses are structured there. So the Hungarian Business Development Master Program has a kind of similar disciplinary background as the two-year Innovation and Entrepreneurship English language program, although with a different focus and emphasis here and there. So let me speak about those different focuses and emphasis a little bit. In this Business Development Master Program, we have 5 disciplinary pillars, which is going to lead to a diverse and well-balanced entrepreneurial and innovation-related skill set. So these pillars are the following. So we start with strategy. So we do have a continuous streak of courses focusing on strategy, and this will help our graduates to analyze, understand their environment, and try to shape that strategic environment of the organization as well. We also have an innovation management pillar, which is going to be cover everything from ideation, design, and management of implementation of innovative ideas. The third pillar is finance here as well, and as I mentioned in the Hungarian program, finance has a little bit more emphasis put on, meaning that we have a streak of courses focusing especially on financing and somewhat on financial planning as well, but our students, graduates, are going to be expert on financing novel ideas and startup enterprises. Also, the last 2 pillars of the 5 are going to be project management and entrepreneurship, which already signifies that we put a lot of emphasis on implementation. So these 2 pillars will focus on how to implement your innovative ideas in a corporate setting, hence project management, or in a new kind of organization or a startup. That's what entrepreneurship is about. So these are the 5 pillars in the Business Development Master Program. And as we don't have specializations in this Hungarian Master Program, that also means that we have a little bit more time to explore these disciplines, these 5 pillars more, and well, give you, the students, the candidates, real overview of the methodological toolbox of these areas and also their practical applicability. So that's about the Business Development Master Program in a nutshell.
Thank you, professors, for your very well detailed answers. Now, we have one last question that a lot of students always come up with. It's always every time you decide to decide a major, your first question that comes to mind is, what will my future career look like? So the question here would be, what are some possible career opportunities for students after they graduate with a degree in these majors?
Well, thank you. Of course, it's probably going to be obvious to our listeners that the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Master Program is an ideal choice for students who want to be an entrepreneur in the future, future startup founder, the next generation of Munch or Deezer founders, or the next European unicorns colleague. But of course, this is not the only career track our students can choose from. So what else is there besides entrepreneurship and the startup career? They can be change agents in larger organizations as well, so working with innovative ideas in already existing corporations. That could be in a role of a product manager or an innovation officer or a business analyst as well. So these are strategic and innovation related roles in larger organizations. There is also a third way, actually, so they can assume roles in the wider entrepreneurial ecosystem at other players, not necessarily at startups, meaning, for example, they can be analysts or managers at venture capital funds, they can work for policymakers, or even have a successful career in the consulting industry.
The global issues actually are facing all walks of life. So I would add to this introduction that yes, the sustainability management and entrepreneurship and innovation program is trying to train, future young people who will be leaders in maybe their own companies, their own startups, which focus on certain sustainability issues, social issues, environmental issues. But it's also much broader. Now, multinational businesses are looking and seeking for sustainability experts. So that is one possible job career for our graduate students. But entrepreneurship can happen within and inside the company. So entrepreneurs, and I understand, and my experience with working with people who work for sustainability for many years in a company, that they are actually entrepreneurs who are trying to pursue sustainability issues and sustainability projects within a big organizational setting. So entrepreneurs, sustainability managers, but of course the new phenomenon, new field which is now developing very much is the ESG field, which is environment, society, and governance. And we need a lot of consultants in the ESG field in the next couple of years, which is a very interesting career choice, in fact. But apart from that, we are looking for social businesses. Social businesses are solving more and more problems. So social entrepreneurs, leaders of NGOs, of civil organizations, and maybe not last but not least, even policy organizations, institutions require new young leaders. And I believe that our master program will cover most of the knowledge and skills, actually, what they will be able to use in their careers.
Yes, and back to me. I already spoken about the innovation and entrepreneurship master program's potential main career tracks. But let me mention also what we see at the Hungarian Business Development Master Program, of which, of course, these general career tracks are also open, meaning the entrepreneurial career track, also the change agent in an organization, and working in the entrepreneurial ecosystem in the supporting organizations. But what we've seen also that we have a couple of special roads what our graduates can take as well. One of which is that we see that there are many second and third generation entrepreneurs amongst our students, which means that we have the chance to prepare them for taking over their family business. And well, this is also one of the specialty of Corvinus. We have a family business center, a research center focused on family businesses. So that is something, of course, kind of a niche segment, but still could be interesting for our listeners today. And another one, which I already mentioned, that the Business Development Master Program is very strong in project management skills. And although we have other project management related master programs here at Corvinus in our offer as well, our graduates here at the Business Development Master Program also very often assume a role as a project manager. They find it diverse, stimulating, and always changing role in organizations, which is something which is very attractive for them. And now we have a little bit of time left. Let me speak a little bit about what happens outside of the classroom here at Corvinus in terms of innovation and entrepreneurship, because for all these career tracks, we do prepare our students inside the classroom, so as part of the curriculum, and also with extracurricular opportunities and programs. So what do we have here? Let's sample the offer here as well. So we have a boost program, an extracurricular mentoring and consulting opportunity for young entrepreneurs on campus. We also have the already mentioned Family Business Research Center, which is focused on especially of the problems and challenges of family businesses, and very interesting for next generation entrepreneurs. We have a vast portfolio of student organizations focused on each and every topic, actually, what we've covered today. So we have student organization specializing on entrepreneurship, on business consulting, on social impact, and on family business as well. Actually, the Business Development Master Program has its own student organization. So there is a very rich student life which is happening outside of the classroom and provides the opportunity for our students to make lifelong valuable relationship, personal and professional ones as well.
Thank you very much. These were definitely very comprehensive answers, especially considering the limited time that we have. And these are the programs that are very creative, and we don't really meet these programs in a lot of universities. So it was definitely very interesting to hear about them. Now we will move on to the marketing behavior communication session, which will comprise marketing, behavior, and communication session subjects. And these will be marketing, marketing strategy and innovation, communication and media studies, and economic behavior analysis. Presenters will be Agardi Irma, Santai Antal, Nagybéni Alexandra, and Kish Gabriella. Once they're ready, we will pitch them into our live, and we will be back with you very soon.
Also, just one small thing, don't forget, guys, although we can see your questions coming, but don't be alarmed. We are collecting all of them, and there will be a Q&A session at the end of this streaming where you will get the answers to all of your questions. So don't be upset, just please be patient until we go through all of our programs so you can get an overall idea and information for all the possibilities that you have for your masters here.
Absolutely.
So as I see, the room is almost ready. We are about to open and invite our next guests.
Wonderful. So we are on with our speakers. Thank you for being with us today. It is a pleasure to have you. And we would start with the question. So we heard all these 4 programs that I mentioned. And they come from the more or less the same field. So what are the differences between these programs? What sets them apart?
Okay, thank you for the question. Probably I started. I think they are not that similar. They can be connected, but I can speak about the Marketing Masters program. First of all, it's worth to know that we provide 2 programs, one 2-year program, the classic Marketing Masters, and a 1-year program, Marketing Strategy and Innovation. And both programs are renewed, so it's basically standing out definitely in the national education field, and we renewed the programs meeting the international education standards and also the needs of the employees. Furthermore, we also provide cutting-edge marketing knowledge and skills for students, and we train them to make complex marketing decisions in national and international working environments. And of course, there are also differences. The 2-year program creates value for those students who are coming not necessarily for business bachelors. So basically we teach them the marketing foundations as well. Furthermore, this program creates value by providing several valuable international opportunities. We are part of the SAMS program, and also we actually provide 3 different double degree programs, which means that students can earn 1 degree from the Corvinus, another degree from a renowned European university. And the 1-year program is different from the 2-year programs because it welcomes students with solid business bachelor degrees with some marketing knowledge. And this is what we call kind of fast track. So this 1-year program is mostly for students who wants to have or wants to gain their marketing masters within 1 year. In most cases, they already have some working experience and they need this marketing masters for filling in a higher position that needs a master's degree.
All right, the other red will continue. So what makes the MA in Communication and Media Science at Corvinus unique? Well, I would like to offer an abbreviation, which is sea, because everybody likes to be at the sea, hopefully. So in this abbreviation, S stands for studying, that you get to study in the center of Budapest in an international environment from global experts in media, culture, and communication. So this is to highlight and underline the internationally recognized lecturers who you will meet in the Com-Media program, coming all the way from New Zealand to the United States. E stands for the experience that you get. You get to experience firsthand our renewed curriculum, which focuses specifically on visual culture, visual communication, and strategic communication planning. So this is to underline the state-of-art curriculum, which we intend to always keep up to date, as well as the innovative teaching methods that we aim to apply in our classes. And then lastly, A stands for acquire, as in the fact that you get to acquire applied and immediately convertible knowledge and skills, which is embedded in the long-standing and established traditions of social sciences education at Corvinus University. And additionally, our department is really proud of the lively and quite supportive community that we try to upkeep with our students, ranging from Christmas celebrations to alumni nights, as well as going hiking together, for instance. So once again, study, experience, and acquire with us.
Yes, I would underline the international milieu, which gives the opportunity for students to build an international network already during studies. And the other point is the strengths of research. You can continue the masters on the PhD level, as Corvinus University has a communication doctoral school, which is quite unique in the wider region. And also during the studies, also BA level, but especially master's level, we have the Students' Research Conference and scholarship frames to support students to enter research, make the first steps in research, doing a paper, presenting it, and getting feedback with the support, consultation, guidance of dedicated professors.
Thanks. So I'm talking about the Master in Behavioral Economics and Behavioral Sciences. So you can become a economic behavioral analyst in this master program. And which is really special in this program, this is a multidisciplinary program, which means that we are differentiated from the marketing, because as we have a consumer-related specialization, but it's more about behavior and decision, because you can learn psychology and economics and management as such. So two disciplines are involved, especially behavioral economics, as I mentioned. And there's another discipline that you can be a specialist, is some kind of analyst approach, because you can learn a lot of research methodology in this master program, as you can learn quantitative research methods and qualitative research methods as well, and many statistics. So if you are going to be an economic behavior analyst here in the master program, that you can learn those disciplines and you can learn research, so you can be a real analyst at the end, and go deep into those different disciplines, from psychology to economics to management.
Thank you very much. Now it is definitely clearer how these programs are differentiated and distinct from each other. And our next question would be, what happens during the student journey? How do the studying years at these programs look like?
Okay, thank you. I guess we follow the same order then. In the marketing masters, definitely students will have a very intensive learning experience, where theoretical knowledge is immediately followed by some application, and thereby we try to develop the marketing knowledge and skills of the students, mostly on real life problems using case studies, business project, group project works. And the other important experience during the program is that we provide a kind of immersion in contemporary marketing problems for students. We have three main areas currently in the program: data-driven marketing, channel management, and digital marketing communication. So students can specialize in these topics, and they can have a very specific, they can pursue a specific career path. And of course, we also capitalize on the students' creativity. So there are lots of courses where we develop not only hard skills, but also soft skills. And we also put a large emphasis on critical and analytical thinking. So in our program, quantitative type of approaches are also emphasized and hopefully welcomed by the students as well.
Okay, so the Communication and Media Studies Masters is a 2-year, 4-semester program, an exciting journey which leads students to become experts, excellent experts in their fields, and probably continue in PhD studies, as I said before. The program has 2 specializations, international communication and political communication, but it covers all the fields of communication and media, from business communication or visual communication, organizational or whatever, media structures, media communication, and so on. But it has a strength in related fields and disciplines. So social science, theories, methodology, economics and business, psychology is quite present in the program, and that makes it very interesting. And it's not a narrow communication and media expert who we produce or train, so to say, in the end, but with a huge knowledge in context and other related fields. It has also an internship, so the program is both has strengths in theory and practice. Courses are mostly or in main part practically oriented, and we have an obligatory internship which gives the students a job opportunity already. We have a wide range of skills prescribed, and we train students in those skills, knowledge, skills, competencies, knowledge, skills, and attitudes. And a big part, or an important or crucial part of the program, is the thesis writing, which is in the 3rd and 4th semester. And it happens with the guidance of dedicated professors. So students can dive into a specific topic, formulate extensive research paper, a thesis, and present it in the final exam too. And this is also an opportunity to develop or dive into a specific topic which might be the base of their future career, for instance. I would also underline that the staff, the teaching staff, and also the administrative staff at the Institute is very supportive to students. Also in study questions or research questions, but also in administrative questions. And finally, we have the opportunity, as also other programs at the university, for students to study abroad for a shorter 1 semester normally, which is study abroad in Europe, which is a great opportunity in developing their career. Kobi, please.
For the economic behavior analysis. So we are a 2-year program, and in the journey you can choose the TEMS also. So we are part of the TEMS program. So in that sense, you can go abroad to the best business schools in Europe. So I think it's a huge opportunity for our students, and many of our students use TEMS to be part of. And as a journey, as far as I see the journey, the learning journey of our students is about experiences. As our teaching approach is really based on giving an enjoyment and a real life experience during the studies. So based on a strong theoretical foundation of behavioral sciences, we would like to give the opportunity to have a classroom activity which is based on enjoyment and experiential learning. So our teaching approach is give us the opportunity to use innovative teaching methodologies, but it needs engagement from our students. So I don't want to say that it's an easy journey, but it's worth doing it because you can take part a small group of students who are work together in an everyday basis, but you can feel the experience during all the classes that you not only learn the theory of decision making, for example, or how to have an impact on individual behavior, but you can test it during an action that you can plan, or you can have an impact on behavior, but you can test it with real people, for example, in an experiment. So we are using those methodologies that gives a unique experience for our students during the 2-year program.
Thank you very much. Our last question would be about the career. So what career opportunities can the students expect after graduation? And as we speak of the career, I would add a really small question, which we already spotted in the chat box, and it was asked by a few students. If it is possible to combine the studies and the work during the studies at your programs.
Okay, thank you for the question. So probably I start. In the marketing master's programs, by completing the programs, we are training basically students for 3 main large marketing fields. The first one is the brand and sales management. So students who are completing the programs can work as a brand or product managers, trade marketing specialist, sales manager, or even key account manager. The other big marketing field is, we call this data-driven marketing. So in this field, basically students can apply for positions as market analyst or marketing researchers, business analysts, or even CRM experts. And the last field is digital marketing communication. So this kind of set of knowledge and skills that we develop here in the program with the students together enable students to apply for digital marketing expert positions, advertising managers, media planner and buyer, and also as internet communication and PR managers as well. And just a short answer for the question. I already mentioned that we have we're providing a very intensive learning experience. So students have to have tasks also outside the classroom as well. So work and studies are, I wouldn't say it's impossible to combine, but definitely not as a full-time employee. So most of our students we know that they are working, but rather in half-time positions than in full-time position, because probabilities that still fits into the studies.
Right. So the outcome of the communication and media studies, the master program, would be an open-minded, critical and systems thinking, as well as reflective professional who is also really creative and resilient. And as we see, these are the skills that we need to future-proof ourselves. Now, more practically, where can you use these skills? Well, our students occupy a wide range of positions, from PR and marketing managers, so we have somewhat of an overlap here, through journalists to online content creator, to trainers or counselors, even crisis communication specialists, or intercultural communication specialists, which are aligned with the 2 specializations that we offer. An additional bonus is that the Corvinus degree or diploma offers the highest added value to their wages, at least in the domestic market. And as for the question, quite similar with us. As you heard, students are required to work for the internship for one part, but also generally speaking, what we see is that students all aim to work at the same time as study. Of course, this requires skills like time management, but this would apply to everything else in life. Anything else?
Yes, I would add one point that it's not money, but communication makes the world go around. So since the age of the caveman, actually communication made humans and human societies. And nowadays, as we have always communication devices in hand or at hand, a smartphone or whatever, I think today and also even more in the future, communication experts will be very important and will always have jobs. Those experts who understand communication and who can also drive communication and media in some ways. So make the future in some ways. Thank you.
Yeah, and what does behavioral analyst do in real life? This is the question. So you can work in a working environment when you can work with decisions. It's a really simple answer because in every organization you have to make decisions. So you will be an expert of making decisions or having an impact on decision making and understand how decision making processes look like. So in that sense, in many kind of managerial position, you can work as an expert. And another skill that is developed during this master is the analytical skill. So you can make research on behavior, and you will have the analytical and critical skills to analyze human behavior. So it means that in an organization, it can be useful knowledge. We have 2 specializations, and it can give a focus for later opportunities in the job market. And one of them is the well-being. So it means that you will be expert of decision making in HR field. So you can use this analytical and decision making skills in the HR, or you can choose the decision and consumer behavior specialization, which can bring you, for example, to user experience field, or you can be an analyst in any kind of organization in a managerial position.
All right, thank you all so much for all of the information you shared with us today. We really appreciate all of you, giving certain examples and clarifying for all the people who are listening to this live right now. Now we will move on to the next session, which will be focused on finance, accounting, information management. I'm very pleased to welcome our professors Juhas Peter, Gulyás Eva, and Szabó Zoltán, who will share with us more detailed information on these fields. So as the room is getting ready, I would like to add our professors to the stage. Thank you. All right, so hi. Welcome. We will move on with our first question, which would be, please, could you share with us what makes these programs unique?
Hello, let me welcome first of all everyone. I'm Peter Juhas, the Director of Masters in Finance program, and our program is unique in many ways. For one side, we provide an excellent portfolio of tutors from very well published academics, along with a lot of financial professionals with several decades of real life industry experience. Beside of that, we also offer a dual degree program where we collaborate with SAMS And we also prepare our students for the qualification exam of the Chartered Financial Analyst program. So if you join us and you study hard enough, you have the opportunity to finish within 2 years at a very strong program where you can get 2 degrees at the same time, spending half a year somewhere abroad at a renowned university and get prepared for your CFA exam.
Okay, my name is Eva Gulyás and I'm responsible for the accounting, and the actual name is International Accounting and Auditing, and this makes the this gives you the knowledge that this is about accounting and auditing, and it's very important because we do not focus on any other subject. We deal with accounting, purely with accounting and auditing, and because these 2 subjects is not possible to do in the practice without IT knowledge and legal knowledge, we have some additional subject on the legal side, especially on the taxation and IT, which is useful for all of the accounting professionals. And the other thing is that the accounting is not the Hungarian accounting, but we are focusing on the IFRS, which is widely used all over the world. So whenever you have the diploma here at our course, you will be able to use this knowledge anywhere in the world. And the other thing is that we just recognize that the main thing for student is to have a short course. So therefore our accounting course is only 1 year, and this 1 year course is very, very intensive. And it's very important that despite the fact that it's intensive, we make create the opportunity for all of the students to do it together with their original job. So we will be able to schedule the 2 semesters according to making able you to balance your professional work and the study here. I think it's all for today.
Okay, my name is Zoltán Szabó. I'm responsible for the Business Informatics Master. It's unique because it's an engineering master, actually, that's very special, I think, in the portfolio of the university. It's an engineering program focusing on business applications of information technology, and it combines business and IT competencies, and prepares the student to the challenges of digitalization, artificial intelligence, data analytics. It's a 2 years program, and we provide great flexibility for the students. Students coming from business bachelors can improve, enhance their competencies in the field of IT, because they should learn they should prepare themselves in programming, in data analytics. It's also open for students coming from IT bachelors, and the IT specialist can prepare themselves in the field of business and management, and both groups can enhance their skills in the field of information management. So this program focuses on the managerial aspects of technology, prepare the students to manage IT projects, manage business aspects, managerial aspects of the IT unit of a company. They can be IT specialists in the field of any business applications or in the field of data analytics, and they can be experts, they can be consultants in the field of information technology, focusing on business applications, business challenges, business innovations of information technology.
Thank you so much for your answers. We will move on to a second question, which is mainly about the student experience. So throughout your years of experience teaching this or coordinating these majors, what has it been like for students? Like what do the classes mainly look like? What are some takeaways that students take with them as they are towards the finalization of their studies?
As for the first semester, we prepared a number of classes that help students to get to the same level. So we have some introductory courses into statistics and investments and mathematics. Along with that, we also teach the basics of programming in the macro language of Excel, VBA. And then for the next two semesters, we focus on extending your knowledge in finance in various fields like econometrics, risk management, corporate finance, business valuation. And across the third and fourth semester, we have two specializations you can choose from, where we have corporate finance, more focused on corporations, and we cover accounting, managerial accounting, and beside of that, of course, private equity financing. And then for the investment analyst specialization, we have derivatives, mathematical finance, and similar courses. We have a wide choice of different electives, from enhancing your skills in presentations up to student management investment funds. And we have during the last semester, beside of your thesis seminar, of course, a solid course on green finance and ethics.
Okay, in the accounting course, as you remember, this is only 1 year course, which means that it's only 2 semesters. We are not able to offer you a wide range of different elective courses, but of course, still you will have the possibility to elect. I think we have 4 offerings, but you will be able to elect from any of the elective courses at the university. In some cases, you can choose not only the English language courses, but the Hungarian ones, especially the Hungarian taxation could be part of it, which is interesting for only the Hungarian students, of course, but we have several other things. The main focus is on the IFRS. 2 semesters we are using for giving this information, and this is closely related to the ACCA, which is the accounting organization, and this is the most acknowledged professional in the accounting field. This is, we are not only focusing on the accounting, but the auditing, because whenever you just get this degree, you will be able to work as an auditor or an assistant auditor. So therefore, the accounting and auditing is very important for you. And as I mentioned previously, we will have some IT knowledge, and this is mainly related to the accounting and auditing topics. Of course, we will have some Excel, but not at that level that you are going to learn it in the finance course, but still we have the Excel. We experience the Excel is the common language all over the companies, so therefore it is a requirement to know. We have some other accounting and audit specialized software which you are going to study. And this will be very useful. And of course, as the IT world is changing fastly, so we are trying to introduce the most up-to-date softwares and knowledge from this world. And of course, we have some legal and finance course, but these are only one in the first semester and the other one is in the second semester.
Okay, the business informatics master program is based on the involvement of really good and respected industrial partners. We use the latest technologies and also the widely used methodologies of IT. And most of the teaching materials are based on really state-of-the-art level technologies, methodologies, and company practices. In the first year, the goal is to have a solid background in the field of information management, software development, business intelligence, legal aspects of IT. There are a few compulsory courses. After that, there are many opportunities for the students to find their own strategy. They have flexibility to choose from a wide, really comprehensive list of core elective courses in the field of business and management, in the field of IT. So they can improve their skills in IT security or in the field of business, like accounting, finance, and so on, because it's important to understand the business and see the business processes, understand the company practice in the field of management, marketing, and so on. In the second year, we offer 2 specializations at the moment. The first one is about business analysis and governance. It's the classical business analysis, system development focus. So students can study about IT governance, IT project management, digitalization, financial technologies, fintech innovations, and also artificial intelligence. It's a governance-focused, project-focused specialization. The second one, very popular specialization, is about data analytics. So students can study about business intelligence, data analytics related technologies and methods, data governance, or the managerial and strategic aspects of data management, and also about artificial intelligence, not just the methods, but the real strategic aspects of the utilization of this new technology.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Now we are moving on to the very last question of the session. So I would like to ask you if you could please very briefly give us an overview of what the career opportunities would look like for the students graduating in these majors.
Our students have a wide range of career opportunities from the investment management side. We have here at Budapest the center of Morgan Stanley and BlackRock, who take up most of our students specialized in these fields. We have various commercial and investment banks locally. And beside of that, we are very lucky to have a lot of shared service centers and headquarters of multinational companies who usually take our corporate finance specialization students. We also see a number of them moving towards regulation, national bank, for example, and we also see some of them joining to the management, middle management level at least, of major Hungarian companies, including also some listed firms.
Okay, I think in the accounting has almost the same, because our degree is quite close to the ACCA requirement. Therefore, first of all, the degree is acknowledged by the Ministry of Finance. So all of the students earning our diploma will be exempt from the official exam in the IFRS accounting. So therefore, this is one main advantage. And the other one is that we are working on to reach the the same level with the ACCA. Therefore, hopefully by the end of this semester, we will be able to say that, okay, almost 9 of the subjects under the ACCA you will be able to be exempt from. And it's very important, I think, because it means that you will be able to get not only one qualification in the accounting and audit world, but at least 2.5, 2 in Hungary and 1.5 in the ACCA, which fasten your careers, I think. And the other thing is that you can work both in the accounting firm and in the accounting fields. Whenever you work as an accountant, you can work under the IFRS in the big companies in Hungary, or maybe the local subsidiaries of international companies. But because the IFRS is the most widespread accounting regulation, you can work anywhere in the world. And the other thing is that because you will have a solid knowledge on the audit field, you can work for the big 4 audit firms and the smaller ones if you would like to. And I believe that our degree and the profession will make you enable to get later on, of course, a CFO or CEO of a company. Yeah, I think this is.
Okay, just really briefly, students can find really great job opportunities and great salaries in the field of IT. They can be expert of IT applications for big multinational companies. They can be consultants in the field of digitalization or business intelligence. They can be business intelligence experts at big multi-companies, shared service centers, and so on. They can be experts of system development or system development projects in software development companies. So there are really great opportunities, not just in Hungary, but on an international level.
Thank you very much. That was a very interesting and comprehensive answer to all of our questions. Now I would like to move on to the analysis session, which will cover the programs such as economic analysis and social data science. The presenters of these programs will be Németh Petra and Vásárhelyi Orsolya. Welcome. I will put you up to the screen very quickly. In the meanwhile, as our roundtable session room is getting filled up with the representatives, I would like to answer one of the questions in the chat box, which is the essential for our open day. One of the applicants is asking, when is the next application? So the application is currently open. We are receiving the applications, and for the international self-funded students, it will be open until the April 30th. So after hearing all of the unique selling points, feel free to apply to the one of your interests. With this being said, as I can see, our roundtable is already occupied, so welcome. You should be visible now, and we would have a couple of questions about the mentioned programs. The first one traditionally would be, what makes the programs unique?
My name is Orsolya Vásárhelyi, and I'm here to be presenting the social data science program. This is a very unique program because, as far as I know, in Central Eastern Europe, there's only one more program which is like that, but it's slightly different. And one of the very fundamental elements of this program is that it's interdisciplinary. So this program is somehow in the intersection of computer science, social sciences, and statistics. And the reason for that is that what we realize that most of the very technical data science programs are really focusing on teaching approaches like how to create a model, how to do predictions, how to reach that accuracy, without really getting deeper into the social scientific part, which is very important to understand what we are doing. And actually the market is changing. So as there's better and better models, more AI-driven programs, which can do many of the prediction tasks, there's way more interest on interpretation, responsibility, doing ethical data science, really understanding the difference between correlation and causation, and all these elements are part of this program where we are really trying to prepare the next generation of data scientists with this combined knowledge.
Okay, hi, I am Petra Némat, and I would like to introduce to you the Economic Analysis Master Program. We train such economic analyst expert in our master program, who will be able, by the end of the master program, analyze a very difficult economic situation and who can understand the very complex economic processes all over the world. You will be able to build up theoretical models, and you will be able to use empirical data to give a very high quality analysis about this economic situation, and you can give economic policy making advice for the public sector and for the private sector at the same time. So we will build up such a program which will develop your theoretical and empirical knowledge at the same time.
Thank you. Our next question would be, during the studies of these programs, how do the students develop themselves?
So as I mentioned before, our program has three fundamental parts. Like, we are going to really deeply get into the basic social science literature, which is important to understand how the world is around us. Our courses are mainly seminars. So our program is a one-year program. So it's I have to tell you, it's quite intense. So most classes are in person, and all of them are like, it's going to be a small group, very active practical classes. So if you think about a theoretical class, it requires readings, preparation for the class, and then discussions. Then we will have computer science classes, although we expect students to have a little bit of technical background in order to start with us. But these computer science and technical classes are really focusing on knowledge to what is very different from other data science programs, like how to deal with very messy data, how to collect data from the internet, how we can clean it, build it up, make sure it's reliable. And then we will have these statistical analytical programs where we even have like classical macroeconomics, and we also will have like statistics and data science. And we also make sure that students are equipped with all the ethical and responsible data science approaches, because it's very important that what we do is not harmful. So we expect the students to have like a very intense 1 year when they have practical classes, and it will be a small group. And we also plan to provide mentorship throughout the year. Since students have to develop their thesis throughout the year, they will be paired up with a supervisor at the beginning of the first semester. Therefore, they will have like a contact person in the faculty. They can easily go and ask questions, who can later help with maybe future employment, looking for internships, and finding the proper thesis for them.
The Economic Analysis Master Program is a 2 years master program. And in the first year, there are the foundation of the knowledge. So in the first semester, you will have, for example, advanced macro and micro courses, and at the same time, empirical analysis courses like casual data analysis. And in the spring semester, so in the second semester, the student will learn, for example, dynamic macroeconomics, industrial organization, and some specific courses. And at the end of the first year, you will have the opportunity to choose between two different specialization. And in the second year, you will have only specific courses. You can be a macroeconomic analyst specialist, or you can choose the other one, the industrial organization specialization. And we also teach during seminars and lectures, and we have Hungarian and at the same time international high quality academic lecturers. They will teach you, and there will be a very intensive knowledge transfers between the lecturers and the students. And we hope that you will learn a lot during the classes and also outside. So you need to work a lot outside the seminars and lectures.
Thank you very much. Before we move to the next question, a couple more viewers just joined our live and they were asking which program we're talking about currently. We're currently talking about the programs of economic analysis and social data science. And the next question from our side would be, what are the career prospects after the graduation from these programs? A lot of students are interested if there's also a good market, for example, in Hungary to make their first steps in these fields in Budapest after they graduate. So what would be the position with the career internships during or after studies?
But perhaps also internationally.
Absolutely.
So there is this saying that data science is the sexiest job of the century, and it is still one of the most searched job title on LinkedIn at the moment. And I worked as a data scientist also in the industry before, so I still keep getting questions from previous colleagues like, do you have good students? Because there's not enough data scientists. So I wouldn't be worried to find a job. So you can, for example, join any of the big companies, any of the startups, any of the consultancy companies with this knowledge. And this is a special knowledge because it's way more than just creating predictive algorithms or just knowing the engineering or just knowing the social sciences. This is all together, which we really hope that it will really equip the students that to be able to talk much better with stakeholders and be able to give presentations with proper interpretability, with understanding what they are doing and making sure they are asking the right questions. So first of all, industry, any data science job. Since it has a social focus, obviously many NGOs or governmental organizations would love to have these students. We are actually, our research group is working together with a couple of public bodies of the city, such as the public transport company, which has an enormous amount of data, and also the city of Budapest is hiring data scientists. And if you think about the UN has data scientist jobs, there's trillions of data scientist jobs with social focus in Brussels as well. So it's an internationally really good opportunity. First of all of the classes are in English, and we have quite an international faculty with very diverse backgrounds who worked in Germany, Austria, the Netherlands, the United States, the UK, in leading universities. So we are using all those approaches we use there. And finally, is obviously there's a direction for research. So we really want to equip students with the knowledge to be able to apply for leading PhD programs. Also, they can stay here in the university, but we are more than happy to help anyone with an international applications, since most of us went through such training, so we know what they require. And the thesis itself, it can be something which might turn into a publication, which can really help to achieve like a higher and then a little bit more prestigious PhD program where somebody is aiming to get in. So all these three approaches are totally possible. I am really not worried that any of the students who would finish this program wouldn't get a job very easily. I'm 100% sure they will.
By the end of our master program, you will be an economic analyst expert, and you will have such theoretical and empirical knowledge which are highly sought by all of the employers. So you can find a very high quality job, for example, as a macroeconomic analyst at any central bank all over the world, or at any ministries, or government advisor, or a consultant firm at the same time. Or if you have chosen, for example, instead of the macroeconomic specialization, the industrial organization specialization, then of course you will be a corporate consultant, and you can find a job at any of the big four, for example, or any multinational corporate consultant firm, or a market research firm. And of course, as an economic analyst, you can find job everywhere in the world at an international organization like the OECD, the IMF, the World Bank, or the European Commission. Of course, you can choose the other track, the research track, with our master program, and you can be a researcher at any research center or research institute. And last but not least, you can be a doctoral student anywhere in the world with this master program at any doctoral program of economics at any university like Tilburg, Harvard University, London School of Economics, or anywhere, or of course here in Corvinus. Thank you.
All right, so this was our last question. Thank you both professors so much for your help and all the clarifications in today's session regarding this analysis session. Now, as we wait for the roundtables space to be fulfilled by our next guests, I will introduce them very shortly. So this will be the International Economy and Politics session. This session will feature programs such as International Economy and Business, International Relations, and Political Economy. We will have today with us Professors Vivgari Gabor, Lehotsky Bernadette, and Medve Balint Gergő. So welcome, professors, and just in a minute, yes, thank you. Now the stage is yours. We will begin with our very first question, which would be, just like we've been doing so far, please share with us what makes your programs unique and special.
Well, thank you very much. So I'm talking about the International Economy and Business program here. Practically speaking, our program helps you to understand, to analyze and evaluate global economic and business processes. And the idea is that we will try to give you the necessary analytical skills on one hand, so that you can actually be engaged both in quantitative and qualitative methods to analyze those international economic and business processes that are practically very important nowadays. And second of all, we would also like to improve in the same time your other kinds of soft skills, like your communication skills, both verbal and written ones. And we would like to empower you, and maybe this is the most unique thing about our program, that besides these hard analytical skills and soft communicational skills, we also would like to engage you or empower you with the global mindset. So that you understand the embeddedness of these business and economic processes in the global environment, and also that you understand that these processes are highly require interdisciplinary knowledge too. So our course structure reflects also this, which I think makes our program quite unique in a sense.
Yes, so thank you. My name is Bernadette Lehotsky. I would talk about the International Relations MA program. So basically we train experts in IR, and we were the very first department to develop an MA in International Relations in Hungary, so we have quite long traditions, and we have had the chance to develop very strong interaction with various institutions located in Hungary, in Budapest, international organizations and NGOs. And basically these relations support us in knowing more about their demands as employers. Beyond that, we put more emphasis on the political economic background of international conflicts and cooperation due to the profile of Corvinus. So we find it very important to understand how economic interests and decisions shape international conflicts and cooperation. The third point I would emphasize is that we have a free-thinking academic community at our department, and we encourage our students to look beyond the political interests of the actors involved in international events, and look beyond political bias, focus on the facts, and basically analyze the actors' motives and ambitions in an objective manner.
Thank you. Now I think it's my turn. My name is Gergő Medve-Bálint. I'm the program director of the master program in political economy. And in this program, we explore the interplay, the interaction between the political and the economic systems, between politics and economics. Actually, we want to offer you a fresh, systemic view, a perspective on contemporary political and economic developments in the world, and particularly in Europe and in Central and Eastern Europe. We deal with how the relations between the state, the market, and society are developing in the contemporary world, what different capitalist regimes are there. So basically, we try to explore these phenomena and the intended and unintended consequences of different capitalist institutions, institutional systems in the world. But actually, one of my students, when I was talking with her about the program, she highlighted with a really nice story what political economy is about. So actually imagine a family who wants to prepare an apple pie. This is quite a simple task. But then then the question is raised, who is going to buy the ingredients and where? What recipe to use? Should we use the old recipe or a new one? How to divide the tasks to prepare the pie? And once it's ready, how to share it with us or among us? And also there's a question, who can sit next to the table and who is left behind? So this little story actually captures what political economy is about. It's about power relations, it's about the allocation of resources, it's about institutions, and it's also about conflicts. And this is what we try to study in a systemic, comprehensive way.
Thank you so much for your answers. Now we will move on to our next questions, which is, how do students develop their knowledge and skills during these programs? Please, can you give us some details on what it looks like on that perspective?
Yeah, thank you for the question. First of all, what I would like to stress out is that our program, International Economy and Business, is one of the oldest English-speaking program at the university. And you will learn, you will study in a highly international environment. We have had students from over 80 countries in the world, from all the continents of the globe. And you will be also taught by a young and very open faculty that is really excellent in research, also in their respective fields. And in the same time, this faculty also is very open to use the most up-to-date teaching methods such as, for instance, the flipped classroom methods, various types of group works, interactive works, and presentation methods. We would like to facilitate a student-centered learning environment in order to develop your skills, both, as I mentioned, analytical skills and both all those soft skills that I mentioned. Last but not least, what I would like to stress out is that we have a quite flexible curriculum. If you check the university's website and the program's website, you can see that most of our courses are compulsory elective courses that actually allows you, obviously within certain limits, to choose your field of interests and to build your curriculum according to your interests in the program. So I think these all contribute to this student-centered and environment, and to acquire those skills that are needed in our current world.
Yes, in international relations MA program, we have an updated curriculum introduced in 2022, and basically it's important to see that traditionally IR was about interstate relations and how states behaved in the international system, but by today, we can see a rising number of non-state actors who have direct impacts on international events. And also, we put more emphasis on global issues such as migration, sustainability, terrorism, or global governance. So basically, we had to reflect on recent developments in IR discipline. And that's why we introduced several new courses. Beyond that, we also have a rather flexible structure with core elective blocks, because our students have very diverse background, and basically you can choose among various courses to focus on the subfield of IR you are more interested in, okay? So you can adjust your studies to your previous experiences and your future career path. So if you want to learn more about international law or security studies, or you want to be an expert on the EU, then you can pick your courses accordingly. I would also like to highlight off-the-classroom activities. We organize study trips to Vienna once a year, and also to Brussels to visit international organization sites, because it's very important for students to meet such an environment. And the last point is that we have a truly multicultural environment in the classroom, so it's very important to prepare students for to work in such an environment, because most typically IR experts would do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernadette. So I start with the soft skills that we want to develop. So we put a lot of emphasis on group work and teamwork, and to develop those skills. Also communication skills. There's a lot of presentations, individual and also group presentations in the classes. We try to keep a really lively, interactive atmosphere in the classroom. So we expect a lot of engagement from the students with a lot of in-class activities, exercises. There are individual and group assignments, written assignments. So we also try to develop your written communication skills. So those are what we want to develop as kind of soft skills during the program. But at the same time, we also want to develop a kind of mindset which is analytical, systemic, and also critical. So we try to offer you a perspective on contemporary political and economic issues, which gives you a comprehensive understanding and a reflection on what is going on in the world. And besides these classroom exercises and events, we have a very lively community of students. We organize regular social meetings on and off campus. We also organize study visits, and this is a community with a very strong sense of being together. Also, I would mention that in the 4 semesters, there are only 3 when the prospective students and the students have classes. In the 4th semesters, in the last semester, there is a mandatory internship and time that you can dedicate to write your thesis. So this is mostly about what you could expect in this program. Also, I forgot to mention that we offer 2 specializations which are available in the 3rd semester. One of them is the Central and Eastern European specialization, so a specific particular focus on this semi-peripheral region in Europe. And the other one is the Global Political Economy, which offers a broader outlook on contemporary global issues.
Thank you so much for your answers. And now we will move on to our very last question for this session, which would be regarding career opportunities. Just like we have been asking for the other majors, it's obviously really crucial for students to create an idea of what their life is going to look like professionally, career-wise, after they graduate from a master's in these majors. So please, could you give us an overview of what possible opportunities could a student have after they graduate?
Yes, thank you very much. So obviously, on one hand, we have on our mind for what kind of jobs we would like to train our students. And then obviously there is another question where actually students end up at the very end, and we track our students' career after graduation. And I'm happy to say that our goals align with the actual outcome in this sense. However, that's not a surprise, because practically speaking, our program, if you graduate our program, there is a quite diverse there are quite diverse possibilities where you can continue your career. So obviously, due to the fact that it is an international economy and business program, on one hand, obviously, you can end up in the private sphere, working at firms. Obviously, the most important target in that sense would be those rather larger firms that engage in international economic activities, and most of our students who end up in the private sphere actually end up at firms like this. So I would say, I don't want to say only multinational corporations, but at corporations, at firms that actually are interested or engaged in international economic activities on one hand. Now, obviously, as we also train not just the business, but also the economy-related skills of students or knowledge of students as well, we can also see that many of our students end up at regulatory agencies, government agencies, and also on the international level at international organizations, where they either work as analysts or as consultants. And also because of that, when it comes to the private sphere, beside working at firms, also many of our students end up at consultancy companies. And last but not least, I also would like to stress out that there are obviously not the majority, but the minority of our students still end up at international local NGOs too, which is also something where what you can find as an interesting career path. And then obviously, I would like to also stress out that those students who are the most dedicated ones regarding theory or theoretical work, obviously also like to continue their studies at a PhD level, either in Hungary at Corvinus University, but also we have many students who actually continued their studies on the PhD level in other European countries or abroad elsewhere. Thank you.
Yes, in case of international relations MA program, you have to see that due to globalization, internationalization, basically opportunities for graduates are widening. So more and more options emerge. Traditionally, students applied for an IR program to be diplomats. But today, diplomacy has a rising number of subfields, and specialized knowledge is highly appreciated. So it's important to see that when we talk about diplomacy, it's not only about diplomats in the traditional sense. I mean, those who work at embassies. We have environmental diplomacy, science diplomacy, cultural diplomacy, sports diplomacy, etc., etc. So basically, you can complement your previous studies with IR and work in in one of these sub fields. Another important point I would like to highlight is that with an IR degree, you can go to various sectors. You can go to the public administration, of course, in your own country. You can also start a career at an international organization or an international NGO, but you can also target the business sector, because basically majority of companies today have an international outlook, activities, departments where your knowledge is highly appreciated. So basically, when we check our alumni, we can see that basically they really work in extremely diverse places and well beyond public administration and Ministry of Foreign Trade. Thank you.
Thank you. So unlike the programs that my dear colleagues lead, the political economy program is a young one. So in September, we are having the third cohort of students. And I have to stress that we have a very diverse set of students in terms of background, which also means that there's quite a lot of opportunities in the labor market, ranging from the public to the private sphere in terms of job opportunities. And also I want to stress that the political economy master program gives you a degree both in political science and economics. So this is going to be stated in the diploma, which already gives quite a lot of channels, avenues, opportunities for you to find your ideal job in the labor market. First and foremost, we try to train students to become analysts, consultants, project manager, or do some research work. And based on the profile of our students, who most of them are already working in some positions, most of them are working in consulting agencies, international consulting firms, agencies, some multinational firms as well, in public administration, in Hungary, in some ministries, also in the media, economic journalists, and some of them work in NGOs, both international and local NGOs, and also local governments. So there's quite a lot of that, quite a big range of potential job opportunities that you may turn to with this degree. So come to Corvinus, and I hope that you will have a fruitful and joyful experience.
Thank you very much. I'm sure it was interesting for all the viewers as well as for me, because myself, I study international relations at the BA level. So it was also very interesting to hear the prospects of the masters in the same field. Now we're moving to our final program for today's open day, which will be the programs of public policy, climate, health, development and public governance. And the programs, specific programs from these fields will be public policy and management. Presenters are going to be Barta Attila, Brodsky Valentin, Kovac Eva, Ritz Judith, and Seichi Anna. Welcome. I can see that the presenters are already here. And we are patching you in. Thank you so much for being with us today. And traditionally, we will move to the questions that we asked to every single program representatives. And the first one is, what makes the program stand out of every other program? What makes them so unique?
Thank you very much for your question. And ladies and gentlemen, dear future students, welcome here. I'm Attila Barta, the director of the program of Public Policy and Management, MSc, and this is a renewed program. So that is why we are here in this company. We have two colleagues who are representing two specializations. One specialization is the climate policy and regional development, Anna Seichi, and my colleague Valentin Brodsky is representing the health policy evaluation. There are two other specializations. One is the public governance, that is more related to the classical program of public policy and management. And the fourth one is global development policy, that is how public policy and public management works in a global development, from a global development perspective, the global south perspective. So the unique points, actually this is one of the most internationally embedded programs of the Hungarian master programs. We have European accreditation. The program itself has a EAPEA, European accreditation of public administration programs, and we are part of a very specific network, the EMPA, the European Masters of Public Administration. This means that together with 14 other universities, mostly top West European universities, we are making a strong collaboration with a lot of part-time teaching, training opportunities at universities such as the University of Rotterdam, the Erasmus University, the Catholic University of Leuven, both in the Flemish and the French part of Leuven. And we also have very nice collaborative networks with the University of Edinburgh, the University of Constance in Switzerland, and so on. So this is one part of the embeddedness. Another specific part that here we are dealing with the public sector. So those students who are interested in the community, is the well-being of the communities, the public values from different perspectives, the public sector itself, but also the NGO, the civil society perspective, how these features, these specific values are combined with the idea of collaborative governance, the cooperation of public actors, citizens, business actors, and also the international actors. So this is, I would like to underline these two specific features. The third one, that this requires a very multidisciplinary perspective, focus on different type of actors, different types of methods, and qualitative and quantitative methods, the perspective of NGO and management perspective together with the public perspective. And at this point, I would like to give the floor to my colleagues, Anna and Valentin, who will tell some words about the specializations they represent.
Okay, so maybe I can start. Yes, so I represent the climate policy and regional development specialization. So I think that really a lot of people nowadays have quite a strong concern for sustainable development issues and particularly climate change. And what we would like to do with this specialization is to help such prospective students translate this concern into actionable knowledge. So and skills. So to give them the tools so that they can contribute to meaningful solutions. So by this, I mean that they can participate in the making of policies and development strategies that can promote climate resilience. So I think this is one unique point of the program, that when I say climate resilience, I mean both aspects. So both the mitigation of climate change, how to reduce emissions, how to have a green economy, but also the adaptation aspect. So how can we prepare our communities so that they can thrive even in a warm world, and to prepare for the impacts. And this is kind of where the regional development pillar of the specialization comes in, because this is really best conceived on a local level, and taking into account the local and the socio-economic realities. So I think that here at Corvinus, we are in a very good position to offer this, because on the one hand, we have a very deep understanding of EU policy. And in the sphere of climate change, I think we can all agree that the EU is really the forerunner in innovative policy solutions. So it's kind of like a policy laboratory, which makes it, I think, also very interesting for students maybe who are outside the EU to learn about how this works. But at the same time, you know, we also understand this perspective, maybe not as not being the most prosperous country in the EU, that sometimes these ambitious policies do need to be balanced against the socio-economic reality and need to be translated to the local context. So this is the other thing that we are trying to focus on. So
thanks.
Yeah.
So I am I'm responsible for the health economic evaluation specialization. So within the 2-year master program, our specialization is designed for students aspiring to become an expert in health economic evaluation. And health economic evaluation is a well-defined field within health economic that focuses on the cost effectiveness of different health technologies. And so health economic evaluation is a very specific and narrow field, but our program is offering a very deep and broad knowledge of this field. And beside the knowledge, we are offering we will give students also some practical tools that can be used to conduct economic evaluation in a real world setting. Not just conduct, but students will learn how to use this the results of this cost effectiveness analysis in the decision making in the healthcare resource allocation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we will traditionally move to our next question, which is how do these programs prepare the students throughout the studies? What will be their takeaway after they're graduated from these programs?
Okay, so the program has a first year that is mostly the shared knowledge. So the general knowledge of public management, the public policy analysis. Here there are already options for the different tracks towards the specializations. If you are more interested in climate policy, climate resilience, or health economic evaluation, you have specific subjects. If you are more interested in global development, the multi-level governance, the public management, the NGO management issues, then you have 2 other specializations, the global development policy and the public governance. But the first year is the methodologically sound pillar. We are incorporating also the international aspects, the methodological aspects from a qualitative and a quantitative perspective, and some sort of multidisciplinary knowledge concerning the comparative administrative law, for instance. We try to give insights for our students that what they can have the different specializations, the specific interest. In addition, I would like to emphasize that the colleagues are practice-oriented, are using practice-oriented teaching methods. This means that based on our quite large internship network, the alumni network, there are different options of practicing the public policy analysis at existing policy research institutes, at consulting companies. So these are the opportunities of the programs. And then the second year will be represented by the specializations. If students are specialized in climate change and climate resilience policies, or health economic evaluations, or some global development aspects, and many other policy issues such as education policy, transport policy, are represented by the specializations.
Yes, so in our case, we have 2 courses in the first year which already prepare specifically for the specialization. So one is the basics of economic geography, and the other one is the theory and practice of environmental policy making. So how do policy tools like eco-taxes or quota trading systems, how do these work? What are their pros and cons? So this is kind of the foundation. And then in the second year, in the specialization year, we have a course dedicated specifically to climate policy. And we also have courses that are about specific sectors which are especially relevant for climate resilience. So we have a course specifically on energy policy and the energy transition. We have one dedicated to tourism, one dedicated to food security in the era of climate change. So for students to understand these sectors, which are all very relevant for designing a climate resilient economy. And then the other pillar, this is the spatial analysis. So we have a GIS, a Geographic Information Systems course, which I think can be very interesting, and it's a very sort of valuable hands-on skill for the students to have if they want to analyze spatial data, whether it's environmental data or social or economic data. They can actually learn to use the GIS software. And at the end, it's a kind of like a capstone course. We have the spatial planning and development. So to learn how all these areas can be integrated into a regional plan or a local plan that takes into account the factors of climate resilience. And one more thing that I would like to highlight is that we have some really great partners. So we are working with the Regional Center on Energy Policy Research. They are doing our energy policy course. This is a leading think tank in Central Europe on climate and energy policy issues. We have great contacts with the climate policy department in the Ministry of Energy and the National Adaptation Center. So those actors who are really designing the climate strategies. In Hungary, also some NGOs like the European Climate Foundation. So we can offer hopefully a really rich learning experience.
About the health economic evaluation specialization. So our program includes 6 core courses, and by completing these courses, students will get a deep insight into the core concept of health economic evaluation. So students will learn about measuring health-related quality of life, cost analysis, how students will learn methods, how to estimate direct and indirect costs related to different diseases or health technologies. And students will learn about also cost effectiveness analysis and pharmacoeconomic analysis, and students will learn how to construct and analyze complex cost effectiveness decision models.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. And the last question for today from our side would be, what career paths are available? What maybe internship opportunities throughout the studies or maybe even after the graduation? And what are the job markets in Hungary or outside of Hungary for the graduates from these programs?
Thank you for this question. Actually, we have a quite recent alumni survey that shows that the focus of our students have changed in the past couple of years. More and more students have an opportunity to continue their career at consulting companies, at business analysis and public policy analysis companies. At the same time, another important segment of our students still follow the more traditional public sector related job market careers, working at ministries, at the ministry public policy analysis background institutions. An increasing number of the students are working at international civil society related organizations, such as the UN related, the EU related global and European institutions. And I would like to emphasize that because of the relevant knowledge of the students they can gather during the program, the research track is also quite attractive for the students. We have several students following doctoral studies after the program, and they are embedded into a specific network as university teachers or future university teachers. So briefly, I can say that this multiple knowledge is highly appreciated not only by traditional public sector worker employers, but also by civil society employers and also this opportunity to participate in future research track opportunities.
Yeah, so I think from our side, it's quite similar. So first, I would mention the public sector. So, but of course, not only on the national level. So ministries, government agencies, certainly, but also on the local level. So municipalities or regional authorities. I think where they conduct spatial planning and create climate strategies. So the public sector is definitely a very relevant option. Also international organizations, so EU bodies or UN bodies. And the second one would be NGOs, think tanks, research organizations who are also taking part in the policy-making process and policy analysis and influencing policymakers. Also private consultants who are offering public consulting. And our program is also not really business focused, but to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if some of our graduates still ended up, for example, in the corporate sphere, dealing with policy compliance, for example.
Okay, but our program is uniquely situated in the intersection between academia, public health, and private sector. And so student can choose between different sectors for career opportunities. The program cooperates closely with the public sector organizations such as national health insurance funds or health technology assessment agencies. But also students can find job opportunities in the private sector. For example, pharmaceutical companies are increasingly looking for experts with knowledge in health economic evaluation. And our student can work as a health economist or a market access manager at pharmaceutical company, and they can support the market access of the new and innovative technologies. Students also can find job opportunities at consulting companies that are specialized in health economic evaluation, and usually these consulting companies work in both national and international levels, so our student can work in very diverse working environment.
Just perhaps one closing remark that As you see, the students in the past were coming from different countries, and this creates an opportunity for the future students to internship. Dealing with such issues, for instance, like housing policy or education policy, they can see the experience of the previous students, and they are often invited for internship through this quite functional and one of the largest alumni networks of our university.
Thank you all so much for this very interesting, informative, and interactive session. This was our very last session in today's live stream. We are really, this has been some very insightful and interesting 3 hours of sessions where I'm sure everyone learned a lot about all of our master's program here at Corvinus University. Now, finally, we are moving to one last thing, which is the Q&A session. Feel free to ask all the questions you have in the chat while we are still here, and my colleagues Saba and Vicky will be answering all of your questions that are in the chat. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Serena. We will be back with you shortly with my colleague that already gave a presentation in the beginning, Victoria Pundi, and we will answer all of your questions. And we are back online. That didn't really take a lot of time. I have already started some questions which have not yet been answered by or covered by any of the presentations, or they might have been answered, but they're really important and very good questions, so it's worth repeating them. So Vicky, we should start with this one, maybe. Does the university have place for free scholarship for international students? I can answer this one, as I am the student of the Fulbright Scholarship Stipendium Hungaricum at Corvinus myself. Unfortunately, the deadline for Stipendium Hungaricum, which is the only Fulbright scholarship opportunity, has already passed. The deadline was mid-January. But we have amazing news for the self-funded students who could not apply in time, for example, for stipendium, or they applied but they will not be fortunate at the later stage of the application and they do not get the scholarship. This is going to be the first year at Corvinus when self-funded students will actually be eligible for some kinds of scholarships, and I mean the monthly scholarships, depending on your academic excellence. It can be actually up to 200 euros a month. So I would say it is a pretty generous monthly stipend. And also another news is the discounts that we offer. For example, the early bird discount. This all is written out in detail on our website, so feel free to visit and check it out. Everything, basically, everything what we will provide the answer for, not just this during this Q&A session, it will also be mentioned on our website. So even after this, feel free to read it by yourself. Another one. I applied for Stipendium Hungaricum and I indicated that I should not be considered as a self-funded student. If I'm not selected for the scholarship, can I be considered as a self-funded student? You can answer that.
Yeah, so the best thing, if you chose this option that you want to be considered a self-funded student, if you didn't, do not worry, you can still email us when the time comes and you are not nominated or not allocated, and then we can help you to start a self-funded application. So if you realize that you can make it as a self-funded student, just let us know.
Also, the nominations usually come in by middle of March. So you will already know about your status, whether or not you're nominated by mid-March. If you are not nominated, you will have approximately a month and a half to go to the self-funded Room Apply platform and create the self-funded application. But again, as Vicky mentioned, if you are nominated, but then Tempus doesn't award you the scholarship, even though you have ticked that you do not want to be considered as a self-funded student, we can still help you out with it. The next one is if the language certificates are required on the marketing programs as well. The answer is really simple for this one. For marketing and for every other master's program that we have covered today, we do not have the language proficiency certificate requirement. We have our internal test, as you might have already heard, which will determine your language skills and assess your language skills. But also alternatively, you can take one of the standardized tests such as GMAT, NMAT, and GRE, and those will also prove to us that your English levels are sufficient. So you do not have to provide the IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, or any language certificates as such. The next one, do you offer application fee waivers?
The short answer is no. If you apply the self-funded applicant, we cannot give any waiver on application fee or tuition fee. The only exemption is it's like when you apply for stipendium or diaspora, because there's no application fee at all.
Absolutely. The next question is regarding the placement. If Corvinus provides the student placement assistance. We do have the dormitories. Currently, we have 3 dormitory buildings available for our self-funded students. And this is actually going to be the first intake for self-funded students when they will be eligible to apply for the dormitory. So that is also a great chance that you shouldn't miss. Of course, the spots in the dormitories, even though we have 3 buildings, they are limited and they are not going to be enough for everyone, self-funded, stipendium, and diaspora students. But it's definitely worth applying to it. And then if you are not fortunate and if you do not get the spot in the dormitory, there are plenty of private dormitories, for example, outside of the university, which offer really the same level of comfort, same services, and the price ranges are not that drastically different either. So there are a lot of accommodation options in Budapest, and the renting policies even are much easier, so to say, than in other European countries. And I'm saying this with my own experience. So accommodation here will not be a big headache, let's just say. Next question is if there are preparation aids for the admission tests. That's news, so you can...
Yeah, if you go to our website right now, you can find a news article about the preparational material. In February, we are going to have a multiple event preparational calls, both in person for Hungarians and online for internationals. We will also send an email, a newsletter about this information, those who are attending here at the moment. So just make sure to check it out, and more information will coming soon.
Absolutely. So the next question is, as I understand, so a person applied for Stipendium Hungaricum, but didn't have access for the sending partner application, as I understand. Unfortunately, we do not really participate in the screening process of the sending partners. That is independent from us. And only after you pass that stage of the application, you move to the admission procedure at the university. Embassies also usually do not interact with this. It is the independent organs within the country, in your home country. So I really do not know what exactly was the problem and what caused this, that you couldn't access the sending partner website. But unfortunately, if you haven't applied simultaneously from the Stipendium Hungaricum Dream Apply platform and the sending partner website, now it is too late to fix things, as the applications have to be submitted simultaneously, and the sending partner screening is really the first step of the application process. So unfortunately, it is not within our jurisdiction, and we cannot really offer any kind of assistance with this. But you can, of course, use the self-funded benefits that we have mentioned, if that will interest you, as they sound pretty generous, considering we didn't have anything really last year. We already answered this one too, maybe to this one, to the supply chain. Okay. Is it possible to work along the advanced supply chain management program?
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight this question because I know that we touched this topic in the roundtable session, working opportunities. So you are allowed to work 30 hours per week as a student. Some master's programs are more demanding than the others, especially the one-year programs. So the option is there, but you have to be prepared that you might not have the time to manage even like the 20-hour work per week. So you have the option, but you have to decide if you can make it or not.
Absolutely. And maybe about the ECTS, we can answer this question. I'm interested in the Communication and Media Studies Masters. I'm not clear on how many ECTS I need to apply. Every program has the individual amount of ECTS required, and from different certain fields. And we have already uploaded the credit recognition forms on our website. It is the OneDrive, if I remember, it is the shared file.
Yeah, on DreamApply, there's a short article about a brief about the credit recognition process. There's a link to the current credit recognition forms, and soon on the website there will be more, for example, with the new programs as well. So go to DreamApply, you will see a bunch of news articles about admission, how to pay the application fee, etc. And there you can find the form.
For sure. And I think so far the last question that I can see, the good one, is do these programs also start in February 2026? Actually, none of the programs that we mentioned start in February 2026. The application will go through the April 30th for self-funded programs, and both stipendium and self-funded will start studying in September of 2025. And in general, we only have the September intakes. So for every program, every year, the studies start exclusively in September.
Yeah, and I would like to add, since I see that was sent by Hungarian, that for Hungarians there might be some cross spring semester coming up, but since it's 2026, that's not something that we know yet. So probably next fall there will be more information what is available only for Hungarians, but for international, just what Saba said.
Surely. I think we answered the rest of the questions. As for the scholarships, the full ride again is only Stipendium Hungaricum, but we do offer some discounts and monthly stipends. With this, I think it's a proper time to say that this whole open day session is being recorded, and we will upload this to our social medias and maybe even website. So please keep an eye out for it. And the best way to stay updated with all the news in the university, and we actually had a lot of news this year, and it was very important to keep an eye out. So for future references as well, please make sure to follow us on every social media, such as Instagram, Facebook. We even have TikTok. And actually, we just released the new set of videos, which might help you choose the program that you will mostly be interested in. So definitely check that out as well. With this being said, I think we can say goodbye. And absolutely, you can reach out to us anytime. This is not the only chance you can reach out to us in the inbox. Vicky and I both check the inbox of the international study regularly, and you can submit an inquiry on our website, and we will answer within the 2 working days. So thank you for being with us today, And from my side, I'm saying goodbye for the second time. This is the second time I'm hosting the Open Day, and it was my pleasure. Have a great rest of your day, your evening, depending on where you are. Goodbye.
Goodbye.